guys, I'm going to do a quick video today on shoulder CARs. So CARs just means controlled articular rotations. So it's just a series of movements that we can take our joints through to ensure maximum joint health. I use these every day. I run through a little morning routine and I try and make sure I go through every single joint in the body. So today we're going to be focusing on the shoulder. I'll quickly show you what a shoulder CAR would look like. You can do these from various different positions, but I'm going to do this one on my knees, and then maybe in a later video I'll show you some variations as well. So I'll show you quickly first of all what a CAR would look like for the shoulder, and then I'll kind of go over some points that we want to make sure we're focusing on and things that we definitely don't want to do. So to start with, you're just going to, so you guys can do the standing, or you can do it kneeling up the same as me, probably the kind of two easiest variations. So all we're going to do from here, I'm going to start with my right shoulder. So I want to try and make as big a shoulder as I possibly can, but not just winging your shoulder around, so don't just swing it around in a big circle. So you're going to keep it nice and controlled, so the key's in the name, controlled articular rotations. So we want to control every inch of that movement. So I'm going to open my hand, I'm going to take this hand up as slowly as I can, I'm going to get all the way up to the top. Once I get to the maximum range of motion, so once I reach the top, I want to rotate my hand in the way, so I'm going to internally rotate, so I'm rotating the shoulder in, so not just the hand itself, I want to concentrate on the whole shoulder turning. Once I've rotated in the way, I'm then going to continue that circle all the way around, keep on going round, and at the same time I want to keep that rotation happening within the shoulder joint until I come all the way around to the bottom. Once I get down to the bottom, the back of my hand is going to be facing my leg. Okay, then from there, all I'm going to do is reverse that motion. So I'm going to take my hand backwards, so I'm going to take my shoulder into extension. I'm going to then, as I get to my end range of motion, start to unravel my arm. So my hand's going to untwist, so going back into external rotation. I'm going to keep that circle going, making sure the rotation's happening within my shoulder. Once my hand comes back to neutral, I'm then going to come up to my ear, so back to the very top, and then just come back down to the start. Okay, so that would be one full rotation, yeah? So a couple of things that we want to kind of point out. So we do this thing called irradiation. So we'll do a whole video on irradiation later on, but just a kind of a quick summary of what irradiation is. Imagine you're going to be pushing a car. You're going to tense up your whole body to try and make that car move. Yeah, we're going to do a similar sort of thing here. There are different levels that we can go into depending on how we're performing our cars, but for this one here, you just want to be creating maybe about maybe a 10% effort of tension throughout your body. So imagine somebody's going to come along and punch you in the stomach. You're going to take a deep breath in, and then you're going to brace that stomach as if somebody's going to punch you in the stomach, so you're creating that tension. From there, your dormant hand, the one that's not moving, you're going to create a fist, create tension through the rest of the body, and that then just allows you to focus on making sure that the only thing that's moving is this shoulder here. Okay, so we want to make sure that's deadly important. That's the only thing we're going to be moving, is this shoulder. Obviously from here, our hand has to move as we internally rotate the shoulder, but we want to make sure that movement is happening from the shoulder itself as we continue to go around. But then we come back to the start, we're still keeping that tension on all the way around, and then we reverse that movement. Okay, and then back up to the start. And then round, good. So nice and slow and controlled is the key here. Okay, a couple of things we want to avoid, so I'm going to go side on so you can see. So using my left hand this time, we definitely don't want to just have the active arm bent. We don't want the fingers to be relaxed, because then there's no irradiation there, there's no tension. So I want to straighten the arm out as much as you can. I like to push my fingers out straight. So I go straight as I can with my fingers, you can have them together. You can make a fist if you want, but I like to really straighten those fingers out to get maximum tension in my arm. So I like to stretch that hand out, then from there as you're going up, so here's the points that we really want to focus on. So if you keep an eye on where my ribs are in relation to the rest of my stomach and my hips, once we get to that top here, once we get to our maximum range, depending on where your range is, so if you stop here, that's your maximum range, that's as far as you want to go. Okay, if you can get up here, no problem. What we don't want to see happening is this, we don't want to see any flaring of those ribs, so we want to make sure your ribs stay connected into your stomach. Okay, so keep those ribs connected as your hand goes up. Next point to avoid, we don't want any extra rotation here of the upper body, so your thoracic spine is going to stay still. If you're using your spine to rotate, then it's a cheated range of motion. We don't want that. So we're going to keep our body completely still. As you get to the top, internally rotate, so from the shoulder, not just hand. Make sure it's your shoulder that starts to twist. Keep on twisting as you come all the way around. Make as big a circle as possible, and then as your hand comes down to your side, we stop and then reverse the movement. So we go back round in the opposite direction. As you get to your end range, internally rotate the shoulder and continue to make that big circle. And then back round to the bottom. Okay, so I would normally go, I do these all day, I do them all the time, but maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 reps in the morning. If you're doing it as a morning routine, maybe 2 reps on either side. Then throughout the day you could just do it at any point you like, just to kind of keep the shoulder moving. Something else that's quite vital to avoid, I should have maybe mentioned earlier, if you have any pain in the shoulder itself, so for example, I'll do it this way so you can see, when I get up to the top here, so when I get to my end range, so if this is my end range here, if I feel any pain in the back side of my shoulder, so in this side here, that'll be the closing angle. If I get to here and I feel pain here, back away from the pain, so come to maybe here, that's just before the pain kicks in, then start your rotation, so twist your internal rotation, then start to continue the circle all the way around. Yep, just move around the pain, don't go into the pain. If you move into the pain, you're just going to exacerbate that pain. You're going to aggravate the joint and make it worse. So stay out of the pain, stay out of that range, and then just continue to move your joint in that nice big circle. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully if you've got kind of any aches and pains in the shoulders, this will kind of help to alleviate them. Or if they're just feeling a bit stiff, this will kind of hopefully loosen them all off. So if you've got any questions, please leave us a wee comment. Like and share the video, give us a wee thumbs up, and then follow us on all the usual social channels on Facebook and Instagram. So and stay tuned for future content. Okay, so until the next video, keep those shoulders moving. We'll look at the hips next. Take care, and we'll see you soon.